Hey Wargamers, welcome back to the channel, Death from Above Wargaming. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dan.
And we are back with an exciting review.
Yes.
From Thunderhead Studio.
Yes.
From the depths of Thunderhead Studio, we bring you this fine terrain. So, very excited about this terrain for a couple of reasons.
Shoot.
One, it's awesome. Two, I get to play with it.
Yes. It comes in parts.
It comes in pieces. Yeah.
Like we like the
modularity.
The skywalk or from
the skyways.
The skyway from the other one. Oh man, it's gonna even get better, guys.
I know. So it's actually a good point. So we recently, Dan and I took a look at some stuff from HexTech.
Yes.
Which is all designed by Thunderhead Studio. I believe we said that.
Yeah.
And Chris was kind enough to basically get us in on some things here, some STLs. So I did two things here just so the viewers, could basically get a good handle on what the options are. So Dave printed these.
Yes.
All right. And Dave printed these. So anything from the Aeroplex set, Dave printed.
Yeah.
Fluidworks, I bought it right off Aries Games Miniatures, shipped to my door, pre-printed.
Okay.
All right.
But not painted.
But not painted.
Yeah, this is a custom paint job, guys.
Custom paint job, fully custom. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the two sets, the Aeroplex and then the Fluidworks. We're going to talk about what I did to paint them, how we prepped them, our impressions of it, and we'll get all into that. So guys, stick around. Thunderhead Studio review coming right up. And we're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Yes.
Behind
the scenes.
So, what do we got here? We got Fluidworks, we got Aeroplex. Let's start with the Aeroplex.
Yes.
Now, the Aeroplex set is much bigger than what you see here.
Yes.
All right, and you can go on the website, you can see all the various things that you can print out. This is just but a sampling of what you can get. There are runways and all sorts of, there's like bump stops for the little shuttles. But these were the pieces that really grabbed me the most. Number one, little civilian shuttles.
Yes.
How adorable.
How adorable.
How else do spheroids get around when they're flying intercontinental?
Yeah.
It's fantastic. We got two of these. They've got phenomenal detail. There is obviously, great detail in the back with the engines. There's little, the little wheels in the bottom, little doorways for the passengers. So very easy to paint and get some good detail out of these. Really like these pieces. So this is one thing I thought was very cool. If you have your own 3D printer, you could print like 8 of them.
Yeah.
You could have a whole like little miniature
fleet
airport.
of them.
Yeah, a little airport. You
have to protect the civilians before they get killed.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who said they're going to get killed, Dan?
I mean, all right, fair enough.
Hangar. So you can print with doors, without doors. I did that backwards. With doors, without doors. That's my perspective was correct. Also, look, the roof comes off.
All right. That was an awesome feature.
And the doors there are slots so the doors can slide in and out.
I was looking at that.
Which is very cool. So I think I actually glued it in.
Okay. Good thing. Good thing indeed.
So the shuttles fit right in there. Yeah. Which is super cool. So you can put them in there and
and you don't even need to actually take the roof off. They just go right in.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So I love the detail on these. And again, these are all 3D printed. Dave printed these out for us. Get the little ventilation stacks on the side, at the rafters, all the things here that and honestly, there's enough detail where you can do that sort of industrial dry brushing and washing, and it comes out still very, very nice. Obviously, Dave went a little bit extra mile on this one with the, painting all this stuff up real nice and all the little detail. Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
So the other pieces are these basically, and I only have 2 of them, but you could print like a whole, like concourse, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dan, you noticed this, so I'll let you do the honors.
Do.
It's an intercontinental ballistic missile.
It's in case of an emergency liftoff. In case everybody needs it.
Liftoff.
Yeah.
So this one has like a radar array type thing, which is kind of neat. And this is just basically like, like Terminal A.
Yeah.
Campus A, Campus B. Terminal A, Terminal B.
Right back to the beginning.
Right back to the beginning. So I appreciate these. I like the design aesthetic.
Yes.
There is no other piece of terrain that I have seen that looks remotely like this.
Correct.
You know, the hangars, I mean, there are about 8 trillion hangars you can get out there. I haven't seen anything like this. So I thought these were very, very cool. I might ask Dave to paint a couple more of these. I think these are great for a spaceport. Love the control tower. I think that's really, really cool.
The fact that it just comes out is awesome, because then you can blow it up.
And put like smoke in it.
Drop it, you know, like this, and have smoke coming out of the top of it.
My lord. Do you know what I love more than airport stand?
Industrial complexes.
Industrial complexes. It's
Tubes
so true.
and stuff.
Not to be confused with other types of complexes, like inferiority or superiority complexes. I have both of them at the same time. They net out. So thank you. This is exactly what I was going to ask you to get. So let's talk about how they come and sort of the stage, the life cycle, if you will, of these. So when I bought these from Aries Games Miniatures, they came in a nice little box and it said Thunderhead on it. And I opened it up and it was filled with packing peanuts and other fun things to keep my models safe. So out of the box, it looks like this, and there are a significant number of, you know, which you would imagine, like you can hear them, like little print lines and whatnot. It's not real bad, and you know, you could maybe sand some of it down, although largely these were pretty clean out of the box. But what they recommend is hitting it with a filler primer.
Yes.
All right. So 4 coats is the recommended dosage, Dan.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to tell you. I used Rust-Oleum Automotive Filler Primer.
Okay.
I didn't really see much of a difference.
I'm not really seeing much of a difference
either. I did 4 coats. I let it dry about 30 to 60 minutes between coats. There is a mild difference.
I feel there's definitely a textural difference.
Yes.
Because this with the primer is a lot rougher.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily feel the ridges, but the ridges are feel a lot smoother.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense. There is an alternative.
Tell me, Dan.
But this itself is, I think, a lot more too complex for that.
Yeah.
It's basically you just smear it.
With the putty?
In resin.
With resin.
Yeah, and then you use a UV lamp, like a laser, and that's how you dry it that way.
What?
Yeah.
It sounds cancer causing.
But you're also at some point you're supposed to sand it too. But that's why I'm saying, like, this is a little
it's got way too much detail.
Yeah, way too much. Like, it's just not.
So I'm going to tell you though why I don't care about these print lines, Dan.
Because it's industrial.
It's industrial, number one, but also like I almost feel like even though you can see them once you paint it, they go away.
Yeah.
Now, if you look closely at this model that I painted, but you hit it with a good coat of like a heavy like acrylic, and a lot of that goes away with this. So I think this plus some nice acrylic paint, and you get a pretty good result. Now, what I did with these was I used, again, you know, I used my dollar store paints. I like my AC Moore Michaels Hobby Lobby paints. They're like $2 a bottle. Folk art acrylics or deck, whatever the hell they're called. They're usually pretty viscous.
Yeah, I've got them.
Yeah, I mean they're great. Like they're cheap. So I slapped it with a base coat color. I dry brushed it, and then I added some detail color. Right. So you can see a little bit of the lines, especially on the pipes and things like that.
I mean, if you're really looking for it.
If you're really looking.
But if you just kind of like glance across really quickly, like if you're driving at
from this distance, I can't see it.
Exactly. Like if you're not like this on every model, which nobody is playing the game at this level.
Well, if they are, they're a jerk.
It's just weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
Who plays the game like that?
Yeah.
12 inches from the table.
Not even 20. That's like.
It's like 3 inches from the table.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
So the only reason I say this is because I want to be honest with you guys, right? I want you to know what to expect. I think these are phenomenal quality. These are some of the best detailed models I've ever seen, print lines or not. I don't think you're going to get a 3D printed model that doesn't have any print lines.
Yes.
But these are absolutely.
I mean, even on resin printing, you still have print lines.
Don't say that out loud. It's controversial, Dan. Have you not watched our Jump Point?
I have.
Okay, 3D printers are the best thing in the world. They will cure cancer. So you can keep using that resin with the UV light. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I will.
They're going to 3D print you a cure.
Actually, UV lighting can make you go blind too, so you don't want to look into it.
So, I want to talk about what we can do with these things. All right. So there are some really neat features of everything in the Fluidworks set. It has these junctions.
Yes.
All right, and they have these pipes. So you have some pipes over there, I have some pipes over here.
Pipes and tubing and pipes.
All right, so the pipes have like a male and female connector. Some of the pipes are male to male, some of them are female to female. The point is, everything can mate up real nice, all right, including these giant bad boys, right? You can do all sorts of really, really neat stuff with these. And you don't even need the pipes. You can plug like 2 things together if you so desire, or just have them stand alone. It doesn't matter, right? So I think that is a brilliant feature.
I could do this all day.
All day.
Yeah, I could play with this all day.
Son. I just think it's super cool. And I love like even this thing, and this has like 8 billion different little junctions on it. You know, here, so you can have them coming out at different angles and so on and so forth. I think it's just a phenomenal little detail and a little piece of the design.
Look at that.
That makes it so much more worth it. You know, when I buy terrain, the stuff that I want is like ultimate reusability.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
The terrain we use the most is the stuff, you know, that you could just basically plop and it fits in.
Yeah, it's ambiguous. It's not really like, oh, it's assigned to this.
Right, this biome or like,
whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, you know, and the Aeroplex is very cool, but
it's got to be on an airport.
It's gonna need to be in like a spaceport.
You can't just like put it in the middle of nowhere.
Can't put it in the middle of the jungle.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
It'd be weird unless you're doing
unless it's like a ruins. Yeah, like the jungle's been like the Aeroplex like's been sitting for thousands. That's a Starlink spaceport. It's just filled with.
We just came up with our next story plot.
That's it. That's
for our next campaign.
We're gonna have the Aeroplex in the jungle. It's gonna happen. You heard it first here on the channel. But assuming you didn't have Dan's creative genius, I mean, these are very, very reusable. The Fluidworks, right?
Yes, yeah.
Really like these a lot.
I see us using the industrial complex a lot. Yeah.
So one other cool thing that I did to these to add a little spice, Stan.
Yeah.
Is I put these little diodes on the top.
Yeah.
All right.
I see that.
I put these on my buildings. I put them on like the radio towers, the transmission. I use them all the time. I bought a giant box of various colors.
Where'd you get that box from?
Probably Amazon.
Okay.
You know, and it was dirt cheap. It was like $10. You get like 250 of them.
Okay.
And you can just snip the leads off, you know, kind of file it down and glue them on there.
Yep.
Easy peasy. And it just adds that little bit of, you know, pizzazz, if you will. I thought that was a cool little thing. Because you imagine these big old, right? I mean, battle mech's like this big.
Yeah.
This thing's like 3-4 stories tall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's probably going to have lights on it.
Oh, yeah.
So that your VTOLs don't crash into it.
Absolutely.
After they get shot out of the sky.
I mean, that's not really a choice on their part then.
Well, I mean, they would avoid the tank. Because they'd see the lights. They'd be like, we're going down. Don't crash into the tank, John.
I mean, the whole going down part. I don't think that's really their choice. That's gravity's choice.
It's gravity's choice. So I didn't paint these yet.
I see that.
I have a whole bunch of ones that I have not painted yet, including this piece. I'm actually going to do them in a similar theme, but I'm going to probably do maybe instead of yellow, maybe like a blue or something along those lines. Also, there are some phenomenal water transfers from Death Ray Designs with like little hazard symbol and like the little like, you know, the little chemical.
Yeah.
You know, like what's on this train car? Like those. So I got little tiny ones of those. I was thinking about putting them on.
Okay, like a biohazard, nuclear hazard, and all that stuff.
Yeah, nuclear. I mean, it's clearly nuclear radioactive. So
you got those on Aries as well, right?
I did indeed. Well done, Dan.
There you go.
And yeah, Aries got all the good stuff. They got the Death Ray design. They got the Thunderhead. They got all the things you want in life.
Yeah,
all the things. So overall, very thrilled with this. I'm also excited to get our hands on. There's a couple other. There's like Drop Base Delta and Farpoint Colony and like all sorts of neat little sets that they offer. That's almost like, you know, a moon base, if you will.
Ooh.
So I definitely want to get my hands on those. Aries does offer those print on demand. And the word on the street is that they will be coming to Hextech as well. I don't know about all of them, but I think the Drop Base Delta for sure.
Okay.
I also saw a note from Catalyst Game Labs on one of their various social media channels that they are accepting Hextech into the fold. Very exciting. So they're partnering with them. And
that's good stuff.
That's very good
so
stuff.
So it'll be official.
It's official.
Yeah.
All right. It's official, guys.
Tournament ready official terrain.
Tournament ready. Can I make a joke about the tournament? Did you see that?
No, I did not.
All right. So Catalyst recently published like guidelines for Catalyst run tournaments, right? And
Okay.
it's like, listen, like the stuff you would expect. You got to use Catalyst mechs. You got to blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But there was one, and it was like you have to flock your base.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
When's that been a thing?
I don't know. I'm offended.
Is Catalyst going to revive the
am
flock?
Offended.
Right?
That's flocking crazy, Dan.
That's above your pay grade, Catalyst.
Yeah, I mean, I got these beautiful miniatures with decals and
but
47 different colors. I can't use them.
Well, you could just flock.
I told people in Discord I'm going to glue a single rock, like one of the really tiny pieces of ballast.
It doesn't say rock, it says flock.
It's flock.
Yeah, so you got to put a flock on it.
Actually, I think it says some sort of material. I think it says it needs to be based in some material. Does paint count, actually?
I mean, does resin or plastic count? Because technically the base is resin and plastic, so it's based on something. I guess they're just meaning...
No, I think they
You can't just have the mech on its 2 feet.
Maybe.
I didn't read the actual wording on it, so...
I kid anyway. I don't really care. I don't play in tournaments. I'm too much of a wuss. I don't want my feelings to get hurt.
That's not true. He just doesn't have time. He would be all about the tournaments.
Do you remember the good old days?
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah. Aaron is a very competitive person.
No.
He's better. He is
better in my old age.
He is better, but no.
Dan doesn't see me on soccer weekends screaming at 12-year-old girls.
I would love to. I would love to watch you out on yelling at people.
I don't yell.
Instead of yelling at me.
Yeah, I don't yell at kids. I've grown up, Dan.
They can hear you even when you talk quietly? From all that screaming and hollering everybody else does?
Well, I mean, there's a difference between yelling at them and yelling to them.
Okay. Yelling toward them.
Yelling towards them in their general direction. So, Dan, what are your opinions on the Fluidworks?
I really like them. I think this is a great addition to our collection.
Yeah.
Anybody who's looking into it, it's got pipes that you can just interconnect for days.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sold.
I have a whole pile of them in the back.
Oh my gosh. No, I'm loving them. I'm loving them.
Yeah.
And you did such a great paint job.
Thank you.
Not to toot your own horn there for decades, but you did do such a good job.
You can toot away, Dan. It's good for my self-esteem.
I definitely like the industrial. I like the Die Hard 2 theme that they got going over there with the airlines.
The Aeroplex?
Yeah. I love the jets themselves, the airliners.
They're so cool. They're so cool.
Yeah, definitely.
These pieces are definitely my favorite.
And the fact that the roof comes off,
Aeroplex.
so like
Right.
if you hit
I was
it
just gonna say that.
with thermonuclear bomb, it'll blow off and you can take it off.
What is up with you in the destroyable terrain?
I don't know. It's just it's thematic.
Yeah.
You know, we don't blow up enough terrain.
We do not.
When we play, we just walk around it.
Yeah, we just walk around it. Well, we try to preserve our
winnings.
Yeah,
our holdings,
our spoils of war. But yeah, I just think this stuff is phenomenal, guys. If you've not gotten your hands on this, you should do so.
Yes.
So again, you can, if you have a 3D printer, you can get the STLs. You can print them yourself. If you don't have a 3D printer, or you're a boomer like me who doesn't know how 3D printers work, you can go over to Aries Games and Minis, and you can actually just buy them.
You're not even a boomer.
No, that was a thing. That was a thing from the jump point. I don't know. Somebody called me a boomer. Listen, it's okay. I've been called worse, Dan.
All right,
as you know.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you can go right over to Aries and you can buy these things, and they'll send them right in a box right to your door. So
I give it my official endorsement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it.
The Daniel of endorsement.
The Daniel endorsement.
Whatever that's worth.
Daniel approved.
Whatever that's
I've
worth.
ever called you Daniel in my life.
I don't really use that name all that much, but
No.
yeah. Anyway,
You go by Steve or Dan.
sometimes I go by Steve.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got, guys. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. Hopefully you got some good close-ups of the models. You got a good idea of what you would get if you got this stuff. Again, highly recommend it. Thunderhead Studio. You can head over to their website. You can browse all of their amazing terrain. Just absolutely terrific stuff. You can also buy it directly from Aries Games and Minis. We said it once, we said it twice. You can get everything over there, the books, the dice, the games, the models, the terrain, everything for your BattleTech addiction. Lastly, if you haven't already, please subscribe. We're nearing 13,000.
Yeah,
it's
see
a big
that.
It's another big milestone. Actually, if I feel like 15,000 is the next big milestone.
You think so?
I think that's my goal for by the end of the year. The next Kickstarter, comes out, I really want to
ooh.
just like surge to 15,000.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Maybe
Can we do it?
100,000.
Make it happen. Make some extra accounts for us. If you've already subscribed, please don't forget to like and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of this terrain. Do you own it? Do you use it? Do you want it? Let me know your thoughts. I always love hearing those, especially when you call me fun names. And last but not least, if you want to get more involved in the channel, you can head on over to Patreon. We do all sorts of fun stuff over there, sneak peeks and updates and some behind the scenes stuff on what's going on and things of that nature. So that said, I'm all wrapped up. Dan, any final thoughts from your end, sir?
I don't really have any. I'm excited to see what else they come out with.
Yeah,
honestly, they're doing a great job on these 3D prints.
Yeah, absolutely amazing stuff. So guys, keep your eyes out for it. Definitely get your hands on it if you want it. And of course, stay tuned. Always great stuff coming from Death from Above Wargaming. Have a good night.